Hi, hello, everybody. I'm going to say something I truly never thought I was going to say. Today, we're going to do a deep dive investigation. Two new kits are coming out on December 4th, SpongeBob's House Kit and SpongeBob's Kids Room Kit. Honestly, I'm kind of speechless. I think I did a triple take when I saw the announcement come out. The kits are officially releasing on December 4th. I do have early access because of the EA Creator Network. Thank you to the EA Creator Network for the opportunity. It's truly an opportunity I never in a million years dreamed would happen. This time, EA is doing something a little bit different. Both of the kits are available separately or together in a bundle. The bundle is called the Bikini Bottom Bundle, and apparently it has limited time availability. There's also a price increase for these kits. You can buy the Bikini Bottom Bundle, the two kits together for $10 US, or buy the kits individually for $6.99. And apparently, if you buy the bundle before March 3rd, it does come with 3 additional items. Finally, there's going to be a login event called Deck the Palms that also appears to be sort of SpongeBob theme related. I am going to be giving away the kits live on Twitch on Sunday, December 7th as well. If you fancy a chance to win your very own copies of these kits, make sure you head over to twitch.tv/hihellorachel. I truly don't know what to say. Admittedly, I am not the target audience. I don't really know a lot about SpongeBob, but I am committed to deep diving all Sims content, looking at all the objects, looking through the swatches, reading the descriptions, and assessing their value. I have to admit, I don't have the highest hopes for these kits. These types of cross-promotional collabs historically haven't been the most successful things that EA has ever put out. Also, I mean, I'm not sure if this kind of release is optimally timed, let's say, with everything else that's going on with EA. I'm willing to look at them with an open mind and assess how we feel about them after we've actually looked at them. Of course, if you do choose to buy either of these kits or the bundle, or honestly, any EA games, don't forget to use a creator code when you check out at thesims.com or on the EA app. You can use my code, which is hihellorachel, or any of your other favorite creators' codes. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. All of your engagement is very, very, very appreciated. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into it. Welcome to The Sims 4 SpongeBob's House Kit. Who lives in a pineapple? A pineapple is technically a berry, and your house can be too. Use siding, a roof pattern, and spiky leaves to create a home fit for your quirkiest Sims. You can even use a sand-like floor tile to give your home an under-the-sea feeling. Decor from the depths. Fill your space with items from Bikini Bottom, furniture from floaties or salvage from ships, a peculiar plant, nautical knickknacks, and more, including doors and wallpapers from a variety of swatches from SpongeBob's living room. Let's start with SpongeBob's house, which looks like it has a combination of build as well as buy. Starting off strong, looks like we have 3 new wall coverings. 1 counts as a wallpaper, and 2 are in the miscellaneous section. Starting off with our wallpaper, our bamboo block print. This is probably a good opportunity to mention that I don't really know anything about SpongeBob. It's really not a cartoon or franchise I'm particularly familiar with. So we have 9 wallpapers. Pineapple under the sea wall. Oh, and it literally looks like a pineapple in a variety of colors. Wait, that's kind of nice. And then our final wall is the sturdy steel plating. I'm not sure if it will let me place all of the swatches, so we'll try our best. Wait, this is actually kind of a nice swatch. It's obviously a little bit cartoony, but we definitely don't have anything like this. As much as it pains me to say it, we're starting off strong with these wall swatches. That's honestly kind of fun. Again, I don't know how often I'm going to need a pineapple swatch, but this swatch is really kind of delightful. It looks like we have 1 floor, the sun-soaked sand. Oh, and it matches this one. That's kind of nice. This is actually a really pretty floor color. I will say that it doesn't look anything like sand, although I'm sure it's probably accurate to SpongeBob, but I do really like that as a combo. I'm imagining sort of like a fun party room. It honestly looks a little bit like terrazzo. I don't hate it. We have 2 doors, both are short height, a steel hatch, and a privateer door. The steel hatch is perfect for any underwater enthusiast. This hatch offers a glimpse into a world where sponges live in pineapples and crabs guard their secret formulas. This sturdy steel door is guaranteed to withstand even the most persistent jellyfish, with rivets aplenty and design reminiscent of the finest underwater architecture. It's ready to make your Sims exclaim, "I'm ready." Okay, I don't understand the reference. I'm not mad at having a door that looks like this. This, bank vault style door, perhaps. It does look a tiny bit blurry to me. Oh, that's so interesting. That's like a outline sort of cartoonified version. I mean, I can't imagine using this in a regular build, but it is a pretty cool effect. I've seen people do makeup like this or design cakes like this. They look like comic books. Okay, I do feel like it looks a little blurry around those details, but everyone knows. I mean, this one is obviously my favorite. That one is great. I love the idea of using it for some sort of like abandoned post-apocalyptic build. I feel like that's actually quite useful for something like that, and we have nothing similar. Our next door is the privateer door. Whether you're flipping Krabby Patties or practicing your best pirate laugh, this door will transport your Sims to a world of endless adventures. And there's 12 swatches of this. It looks the same from both sides, pretty much. I wish it had a handle. This gives some opportunities. These metal ones give some opportunities if you wanted to build like a sort of underwater scene, a submarine or something. Ooh, I like that one, of course. I could see people really using this for some fun steampunk kind of builds. Okay, I'm a little mad that I don't hate this more. Next up, windows. Just one window, just the one window, and it's a port of call porthole. Whether you're dreaming of jellyfish fields or just keeping an eye out for plankton schemes, this porthole is a one-way ticket to your own pineapple under the sea. As much as I hate to say it, we don't have anything like this. This could actually be kind of useful. I don't know about all the wild colors, but the neutrals and the metals, especially the rusty metal. Oh, and then one of these ones again. That's pretty cool. Once again, I know literally nothing about SpongeBob. I think I've maybe seen one episode and a bunch of memes in my entire life. It's just it's after my time. But now I kind of want to see this one episode. That's so cool. So that was our windows. And we have a wall sculpture, a brilliant bubble vent. Located on SpongeBob's iconic pineapple house, this vent captures the playful spirit of life under the sea. I wonder, it's not a chimney though, so I don't think is it going to actually do anything in live mode? I think you'd be able to use this to make something kind of neat and repurpose it. I don't mind having weird stuff in the game. We do have a new roof sculpture, which is, oh, of course, the pineapple topper. Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? Now your Sims can bring a piece of Bikini Bottom to the life of the iconic top of SpongeBob's pineapple house. This quirky green topper perfectly captures the whimsical spirit of everyone's favorite underwater fruit home. Oh, it's big. I guess I'll put it up here for now. We might have to build a pineapple house, I fear. Oh, we got one of these outline ones too. I think if we were to size it down, it would kind of look like a cactus. I mean, it's giving cactus. Okay. Carrying on. There is an outdoor plant. It's a flower, the vibrant sky flowers. Transform your Sims world with the iconic sky flowers that surround SpongeBob's pineapple home in Bikini Bottom. Let your Sims revel in the vibrant hues and playful designs and bring a little bit of Bikini Bottom magic to their doorstep. How is this it's the shape of a flower? I mean, I don't know how I feel about the classification of it in the flower category. I think this is like a sculpture more than a flower. that I object to. I also don't really know how I would use this. If it was wall mounted, maybe. Okay, no further comments. All right, it looks like that's everything from the build. Now let's look at the buy. The bubble vent counts as a buy item as well. We have the I'm ready single bed. Whether you're a fry cook at heart or just love jellyfishing, this bed will have you waking up each morning exclaiming, I'm ready. So embrace the fun of underwater whimsy and add a splash of SpongeBob's contagious energy to your Sims room. Remember, in the words of the wise SpongeBob, it's not about winning, it's about fun. I'll be the judge of that, SpongeBob, if that is your real name. Here is where I fear the items are going to get a little hard to use in a non-SpongeBob themed build. Does anyone remember when I was challenged to do a SpongeBob themed room in one of my theme redeems? This pack would have been really helpful. I mean, those are candles? Would they be lit in live mode? I mean, I can't say I'm super excited about this bed. Maybe if you were doing a really sort of kitschy ocean themed room for children, that would be okay. All right, well, carrying on. The legendary life raft chair. Is mayonnaise an instrument? Not quite, but with this chair's oceanic charm, you'll be ready for any philosophical ponderings. Anchors away and comfort ahoy. Yeah. Once again, I'm not really certain how to use this in a regular build. And I don't necessarily know if that's an unfair point of reference to use when judging this kit, but I feel like at least you want to be able to use it, you know, in a certain kind of build. They're not stingy on the swatches. I guess this is not technically the kids' room kit, but maybe this is the kind of thing you could put into like a kid's playroom or something. It is very colorful and bright. The Buccaneer's barrel chair. Ahoy, matey. Sit back and relax as you ponder life's greatest mysteries, like how many pickles can fit on a Krabby Patty, or why plankton never gives up. With a plush red cushion reminiscent of Mr. Krabs' treasured loot, this chair is sure to make you feel like you're sitting in the captain's quarters. Okay, this one's kind of fun. I think you could have this in, I could see this being in sort of like a maritime pub build. This would actually fit in really well in one of the Windenburg, oh no, that's wrong, Brindleton Bay pubs. Okay, that one is kind of fun. And of course, you know me, I really like the kind of grimy looking versions. We have an inflatable love seat. Whether you're lounging after a long day of flipping Krabby Patties or planning your next jellyfishing trip, this seat will be your trusty companion. And it comes in 12 swatches. Okay. That's kind of an interesting object. I'm not 100% sure where I would use this. Again, I guess because of the bright colors, it does feel a bit children's coded. Oh, a single solid color option. We're back to the beginning. Okay. The Fry Cook's favorite dining table. Bring a touch of Bikini Bottom into your Sims home with the Fry Cook's favorite dining table. Inspired by the iconic Krusty Krab, this table is perfect for those who dream of flipping Krabby Patties and living a nautical nonsense lifestyle. Oh, I kind of like that table. I think what I'm learning about myself in relation to this pack is that the more whimsical things don't really appeal to me, but the pieces that feel like they could slot in to regular types of builds, I'm a lot more pleased about. We also have the hook, line, and sinker side table. Inspired by SpongeBob's iconic living room, this side table features a sturdy wooden top supported by playful hooks, reminiscent of his underwater adventures. The rope detailing adds nautical charm, bringing a touch of Bikini Bottom that anchors your room with whimsical delight. Ooh, I do feel whimsically delighted by that. This is not child safe though. Those are very sharp. Okay, but that's actually pretty fun. I do like the nautical edition this kit brings. And I do really like all the worn wood tones that they're giving us. I'm feeling very conflicted. Some of these things I think are great, and some of them I think are exactly what it's advertised as, you know? We have the Goofy Goober guitar. Grab your Goofy Goober guitar, don your ice cream cone hat, and rock out in a pineapple under the sea. Every day is the best day ever with this fun-filled instrument. One thing I think is worth mentioning is that I know some people are enormous SpongeBob fans, and I really hope that this kit or these kits are their best day ever. I think that a lot of this is truly just going to be lost on me because, the references are going straight over my head and I don't have any nostalgia or feelings about this franchise. I mean, I guess that this is okay. The little double G, the goopy goober of it all is a bit strange, but I guess it's not a bad thing to have additional instruments. It would be kind of cool to add these into, like my record shop build, for example. All right, the next thing is the little sky flower. SpongeBob's bookmark, resembling this very flower, caught Mystery's eye, showing just how enchanting these little blooms can be. I don't know what any of those words mean in that order. And again, I feel like if you're doing maybe like a mystery kind of thing, like mysterious, supernatural, maybe like weird science kind of build, you could use one of these things. I can't imagine using this in any kind of build, to be totally honest. FUN frames. These playful bamboo frames bring the ocean's charm right into your Sim's home. Perfect for showcasing your favorite memories, these frames remind us of the simple joy of singing F is for friends who do stuff together. U is for you and me. N is for anywhere and anytime at all, down here in the deep blue sea. That was not what I thought they were gonna spell. Okay, let's take a look. I don't know what I was expecting exactly, but I guess it makes sense that it's literally pictures from the show. Well, again, I mean, maybe for a kid's room. Whatever this thing is, I don't know. I'm not super excited about that. We have the All Hail Magic Conch. This conch is your go-to guru. This mystical shell is inspired by its famous counterpart from the underwater world of Bikini Bottom. In the past, it guided characters with enigmatic answers to life's most pressing questions. Recall the moments when the conch advised to do nothing, or unexpectedly brought salvation with a picnic from above. Remember, the conch has spoken. I don't really know what the point of this is. I think if you angle it in a certain way and hide the pull tag, it does kind of look like, it is a shell, which maybe you could put in, a garden or in some kind of display. Don't really know what to do with this. Okay, the playing hooky lure. This looks like a wall-mounted storage item, maybe? Or it's possibly, it actually might just be decor, wall decor. This lure is sure to reel in a boatload of fun. With its bright, eye-catching colors and quirky design, it's perfect for those days when your Sim just wants to absorb the good vibes and leave their responsibilities on dry land. So why not take a page from Bikini Bottom and let your Sims go hooky today? Hooky? Hooky? I don't know what that means. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think I was tricked by some of the things I really liked at the very beginning, but I do think that a lot of this is really lost on me. I'm sure people who are familiar and love this know what all of these things are and that means something to them. Admittedly, I'm not the target audience for this. The light for advanced darkness is next. Perfect for those moments when darkness seems a little too advanced. Crafted with authentic bamboo and metal, this lamp is just what you need when you're stuck in the depths. Okay, that is maybe acceptable. Again, I don't think I'm going to reach for it regularly, but I could see it being useful in certain styles and types of builds. And I do have to say, I really like all of the options that are like rusty or old. Like, those ones just really appeal to me. I wish that they had taken it a step further and made the bamboo like also rusty and old. Why is the bamboo so pristine when the metal is rusty? But, that's a small detail, I guess. We next have the diver's helmet TV. Bring a piece of Bikini Bottom into your Sim's home with the diver's helmet TV, the iconic TV from SpongeBob's Pineapple. Remember the episode where SpongeBob and Patrick binge watched The Adventures of Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy? Or when they stayed up late for the House Fancy marathon? This vintage-style TV has seen it all, from jellyfishing trips to Squidward's clarinet concerts. Dive into your favorite shows and relive the nautical nostalgia. This I actually really like. Again, something we don't have that you could utilize in a reasonable way. I honestly am very excited to see what some of my favorite builders do with this kind of content. Because obviously a lot of it, I think, is not super reasonable to expect you'd be able to use in any old build. But some of these things are honestly kind of doing it for me. Like, that's pretty fun. You can also resize TVs generally. Like, that's actually kind of cool. We have the Going on Strike record player. Whether your Sims are organizing their own strike or just relaxing after a shift at the Krusty Krab, this player will spin tunes that echo the energy of Squidward's leadership and SpongeBob's unwavering enthusiasm. Perfect for recreating the camaraderie of the strike or simply enjoying a day off with jellyfishing tunes, this record player is a must-have for every Bikini Bottom enthusiast. Okay, I mean, I don't know how often I would use something like this, but it's kind of fun. I think that maybe you could make it work in a non-traditional build. And I will say it's really nice that they've given us 1,000 swatches of everything. And the final item is the Foghorn Alarm. Wake up like a true sea sponge with the Foghorn Alarm. Inspired by the nautical nonsense of Bikini Bottom, this alarm clock ensures you'll never be late for a shift at the Krusty Krab. Does SpongeBob work at the Krusty Krab? I truly know nothing about him. He's very formally dressed, though. The real ones remember Sponge. Please comment below if you remember Sponge. Okay, and that's it. I don't know. I guess it's meant to be like a blaring alarm or something. I understand. I can see the reference points that they're making. Okay, so this is what we have for the first of the 2 new kits. This is SpongeBob's house kit. As always, I would love to know what your thoughts so far. What do you like? What are you disappointed by? Looking at these items, I think I can say that a couple of them are going to be great additions to any Sim player's game. I think these chairs, these tables and side tables, this TV, and some of the wallpapers and some of the doors and windows in terms of swatches, and even the floors maybe, I think are honestly really nice additions. I think all of the stuff that's included that's very, very obviously SpongeBob coded, to me, is a miss. However, it's literally what it says on the, the name of the kit, so I can't be too upset about it. But I think that lots of these things are very specifically for a SpongeBob build, and I'm not really sure how I would use them outside of that, if that makes sense. Okay, let's take a look at the next kit. Welcome to The Sims 4 SpongeBob's Kids Room Kit. A cheerful room. Plaster the walls with decals of your favorite characters, including SpongeBob and Patrick. There are toys like a dollhouse replica of the Krusty Krab, plus pineapple furniture including a dresser and bookshelf. It's a collection that will make even the sourest squid smile. Fandom fashion. Display your love of SpongeBob with comfy clothes. There's a shirt, PJs, and you'll feel especially snugly in slippers that look like SpongeBob or his friends. Take your favorite character wherever you go. It looks like there's only new wallpapers in build. Everything else seems to be in buy. So in build, we have a true deep blue sky and the Bikini Bottom vista. The true deep blue sky looks like it comes in 9 swatches, all of which I think so far are pretty, but not the most versatile of swatches. I do kind of like the one that has the little like dots though. It looks like they're almost going to be sort of glowing, which is kind of cool. And then the Bikini Bottom vista also has 9 swatches. I mean, it's quite pretty, but I'm not exactly sure how I would use these. And it looks like they're all All the same, just recolored. They are really beautiful. And I guess maybe if you do, one wall as though it's just like a swatch of wallpaper, they also do have a little bit of trim underneath. And I'm hoping that you can sort of pair the two together with matching trims. I want to see what it looks like at a corner. So at a corner, it doesn't actually line up, unfortunately, but the wallpapers seldom do. Okay, well, that's what we've got for the kids' room. They are kid appropriate. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of this type of wallpaper, but I guess it makes sense in context of the pack. The Undersea Slumber Single Bed. Dive into Slumberland with the Undersea Slumber Single Bed. Perfect for any young fan of Bikini Bottom. The cheerful colors and star-shaped pillow will have your little one saying, I'm ready, for a good night's rest. I think this is still an adult size bed. So it's not for toddlers. I guess it's for children and up. And it definitely looks like we're going to have a combo of proprietary imagery on these. And I'm hoping some more neutrals. But, okay, here we go. Let's separate them out. I would classify this one as a neutral, maybe. And I think this one is like neutral adjacent. You can tell they're the characters, but it's a little less obvious. All of these ones, though, super obvious. Okay, I mean, I'm going to ignore the ones that are full-on Spongebob, if you will, and look at the more neutral ones. I think this actually, especially these really neutral ones, are actually quite nice. The color palette is really pretty. It has some personality. I think that these two are actually pretty fun. Honestly, even maybe this one is kind of nice. It'd be really cool if this was actually like a bunk bed with this sort of interesting shape and these colors. I would quite like that, actually. Next up is the clam-shaped task chair. This task chair is extremely comfortable. Just be careful not to get too relaxed or you might catch a nap. Nope, you might catch a nap like Squidward between shifts. Oh yes, Squidward, always napping. That guy, that squid. I like the shape of the chair. These colors feel quite reminiscent of pastel pop, actually. Especially the orange, blues, pinks, yellows. Green, purple, yeah. I'd be very curious to see them side by side and see how closely they match. I don't love the look of the texture. It does look a little blurry to me, but I do like the shape, the clamshell, the colors, the little rolly legs. Honestly, it's not a bad chair, and I'm really glad that all of the fabrics are a little bit more neutral. Conch and Coral Nightstand. Perfect for storing treasures or bedtime essentials. This nightstand features eye-catching patterns reminiscent of the lively sea life in Bikini Bottom. Whether it's a place for jellyfishing gear or a cozy spot for a bedtime story, this nightstand is ready to bring a splash of joy and imagination to your little one's space. That's a pretty cute shape. And the little rope handle, that's also actually really nice. Here's all of them. And except for the last four, all of them do have a little bit of a pattern going on. But again, it's not overwhelming. I'm honestly kind of into this green and purple combo. Obviously, the little heart one is pretty cute and pretty usable. Even this yellow one with, I guess, the pineapple reminiscent pattern is kind of cute. I do really like these plain ones the most. And I do like the little wavy shape. I think that's pretty cute. Begrudgingly enjoying this pack so far. Next up, Study Desk for finishing your essay. With cheerful hues and a backdrop featuring SpongeBob and Patrick, it's the perfect spot to focus and overcome procrastination, just like our favorite sponge eventually did. Now, did you finish that essay? I don't appreciate being called out this way. I'm hoping that some of the swatches don't have SpongeBob's face on them. So far, no luck. Oh, and on the side too. Oh, I really hope that they give us a few neutral swatches. Is that too much to ask? Evidently, yes. Okay, so the sides are matching, but they do have SpongeBob and friends on some of the sides. So depending where you use it, maybe you can butt it up against a wall if you don't want to see that. But they all have this cork board with this on it. You could ignore it, you could cover it, or you could embrace it, I suppose. I guess all of those are options. And I know it's a SpongeBob pack. I just have to keep reminding myself of that. It's just a little SpongeBob forward, if you know what I mean. We have the Conch Street Aquarium next. This aquarium brings the joy of Bikini Bottom right to your Sim's home, featuring a pineapple under the sea, a rock for a lovable neighbor, and a tiki house for one clarinet enthusiast. But keep an eye out. There may be a secret formula hidden among the coral, and beware of nematodes. I didn't understand most of that, but all right. See, this is a cool amount of SpongeBob. This is like a bit more subtle, and I definitely appreciate the subtlety a little more. Yeah, I think this is great. I think this is really nice. I like the little thing it comes on. I mean, it has like a little bit of tchotchkes under there, but for the most part, I think that this is honestly kind of lovely. In live mode, your sim can put fish in there. I think that would be great. I imagine this one's going to be huge, so let's go out here. We have the Flying Dutchman Jungle Gym. Ahoy, little sea adventurers! Set sail on the high seas of imagination with the Flying Dutchman's Jungle Gym. This ghostly playground is sure to shiver your timbers and unleash your inner pirate. Or should we say, Flying Dutchman? With its eerie glow and mysterious charm, you'll be ready for any nautical adventure. But beware of the dreaded perfume department. So just a giant kids jungle gym situation. And it comes in a variety of colors. Various swatches. I am not going to place all of these. I don't think we need to. That one's kind of fun though, with the like ripped pirate stuff. I honestly never even used the regular ones, but I guess it's nice to have options. Oh, we have a bunch of wall decals. Just like Bikini Bottom's finest fry cook, these decals bring a splash of nautical nonsense to any room. Transform your walls into a living art piece. Even Squidward would secretly admire, but don't tell him that. All right, so I think we're about to get a zillion SpongeBob decals. Okay, enjoy all the decals. They are, in my opinion, not super usable unless you really want a lot of SpongeBob stuff in your game. Next up, the Patrick Star plush. Is this the Krusty Krab? No, this is Patrick. Patrick brings his silly charm and carefree spirit, whether he's asking you to take your hat, sir, or planning to take Bikini Bottom and push it somewhere else. This adorable plush promises to be a star in your collection. So all of these are the Patrick Star plushes. Next up, we have the Spongebob Squarepants plush. Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? Absorbent and yellow and porous is he, Spongebob Squarepants. With a smile wider than Bikini Bottom, this SpongeBob plush is ready to be your jellyfishing buddy and your trusty companion on any exciting undersea adventure or journeys into your imagination. This plush is soft as jellyfish jelly and twice as charming as a day flipping Krabby Patties at the Krusty Krab. If you believe in yourself, with a pinch of magic, all your dreams can come true. Does he work Does he work there wearing this outfit? And here are all of the SpongeBob dolls. Next up, a rug based on a real treasure map. This rug is not just a piece of floor decor, it's a portal to the high seas where X marks the spot and doubloons await. Whether you're searching for the lost city of Atlantis or just trying to find that missing sock, this rug is here to remind you that the best adventures are found in the most unexpected places. Here's all the rugs. Honestly, I kind of like them. I mean, I think some of them are more usable than others, but they're all pretty fun. Even though they're a pretty standard shape, I do like that they have the slightly longer tassels. I think that these are actually really kids' room appropriate. And then even something like this one, maybe this one, I think you could use in other rooms of the house and it wouldn't feel out of place or strange. This one is really drawing my eye. I actually think this is a really pretty pattern. I kind of wish that this was the vibe on some of the other things because I feel like it still embodies the SpongeBob idea without it being like so in your face like some of the other things. The Many Faces of Gary. Who's Gary? Okay. The Many Faces of Gary. Feeling a bit meh, like Gary when he's missing his snail Poe? Or perhaps it's time for a dreaded bath? This light captures the essence of everyone's favorite snail, Gary. With each swatch showcasing a different expression, you can relive the underwater antics of SpongeBob and his trusty pet. All right, well, that's who Gary is. Who would name a snail Gary? Oh, dear. Yeah, the many expressions of Gary the snail. I guess it's nice to have kids' toys. It says power efficiency 10. What? Is it a light? It's a light. Oh. I don't know how it works, but it is apparently a light. Okay. Good. A snail light. Just what we always wanted. Speaking of lights, ooh, this one is actually kind of cute maybe. Dreaming of jellyfish fields? This luminescent delight captures the essence of jellyfish fields, perfect for those who dream of jellyfish jams and the thrill of a jellyfishing adventure. With a gentle glow reminiscent of a warm Krabby Patty grill, it's sure to light up any room like a pineapple under the sea. Oh, that's actually kind of fun. Comes in a variety of swatches, of course. It looks a bit like a mobile. Okay, so those are all the colors. Okay, that's sort of interesting. To avoid trouble with the build, I'm not going to place every single one. We have the Gary wall clock. Meow. It's a snail. Meow, time's a tickin' for the Gary wall clock. Perfect for those lazy days under the sea. Keep track of time or just stare into the googly eyes of wisdom. Don't be a snail. Grab yours before it slithers away. That's kind of creepy. I mean, it's kind of fun to have a wall clock. It does kind of look like it's looking at me, which I don't know how I feel about. Okay, well, kind of creepy snail. Sure. We also have, a bookshelf. Ahoy, mateys! Set sail on a nautical adventure with the Dinghy Ahoy bookshelf. Perfect for any Spongebob Squarepants superfan. Shaped like a trusty boat, this bookshelf is ready to anchor your little one's favorite tales and treasures. Okay, I mean, that's kind of fun. Even though it very clearly has SpongeBob stuff on the shelf, it doesn't feel as overwhelming or as in your face as some of the under the SpongeBob stuff. And I do like that it's very playful and fun. And it has some interesting colors. Obviously, they're designed to match the other furniture in the room. I don't hate it. I think it's kind of fun to have another very kid-optimized bookshelf. The Barnacle Bureau. Get ready to dive into fun and organization with SpongeBob at your side. This whimsical piece brings SpongeBob and his friends right into your room. With its colorful designs and playful vibe, you'll feel like you're part of Bikini Bottom. I already do. At least the neutral ones are pretty neutral. Yeah, I think I just don't love huge characters on furniture and bed sheets, but I do think that the neutral ones are really nice. Like, look how good that is. That's extra neutral. This is so good. I think this is so pretty. And even some of the ones that have patterns but still remain neutral, I think are great. I think I just really am not a fan of the ones that literally have character all over them. Sandy Cheeks. Howdy, y'all. Ready to bring a slice of Texas to your Sims home? This Sandy Cheeks plush captures the adventurous spirit of everyone's favorite underwater astronaut squirrel. What is this show about? And is sure to be your little one's new best friend. Perfect for your kids who dream of intergalactic adventures or just a good old karate showdown. But watch out, she's a squirrel. Okay, no more squirrel jokes. Were there any squirrel jokes? I don't know what the show is. Oh, it is literally an astronaut. Okay, well. A few different swatches of the squirrel. So these are the giant things that your Sims can interact with. I mean, that's kind of fun. Another one. Maybe an interesting choice to do a squirrel and not one of these characters in a way that would maybe make sense, but okay. The Dutchman's Treasure Toy Chest. Dive into the depths of playtime fun with the Dutchman's Treasure toy chest, where imagination sails the seven seas. This chest is perfect for any landlubber who dreams of the salty brine and hidden treasures. Crafted with the finest wood from the briny deep, it holds more secrets than a Krabby Patty formula. I like a toy chest, and all the patterns are very nice. And then more neutrals. I mean, this piece is actually pretty good too. Again, nice and neutral. Okay, yeah. I'm developing some feelings and some thoughts about this. I bet you can guess what they are. The Krusty Krab playset. Bring a slice of Bikini Bottom to your kid's bedroom with a Krusty Krab playset. Dive into the underwater world where every day is the best day ever. Watch as your little Sims flip imaginary Krabby Patties and dream of jellyfishing adventures with SpongeBob and Patrick. Just be sure to keep an eye out for those anchovies. I guess this is meant to be a playhouse, dollhouse. I kind of thought the dollhouse would maybe be a little pineapple, but okay. The 4 swatches. There's like the little dumpster. There's, I guess, that person. The barrel seating, the tables, the little boat cash register. I mean, it's possible that this is extremely accurate. Oh, it says in the Krusty Krab in Simish. I couldn't tell you how accurate or disaccurate this is, but I mean, it's kind of fun, I guess. All right, and the final item is the Nautical Nonsense Activity Table. Perfect for your little sea sponge's room, this vibrant table set is adorned with playful SpongeBob decals and offers endless fun for budding artists. Magic pencil sold separately. I like the activity tables. I think those are fun additions to kids' rooms. I'm always happy to have more options for them. Okay, and I guess that's the final one. All right. And again, pretty much the exact same. Somewhat neutral. Oh, it's cute from this angle too. Oh, like the little like glue and scissors and books and stuff. Oh, I actually really like the details on the top of this one. That's pretty fun. The little octopi. That's pretty cute. Okay. So, I mean, it got a bit hectic, but this is what we're looking at for SpongeBob's kids' room as well as SpongeBob home kit. I guess realistically, these 2 kits maybe were sort of equivalent to a stuff pack. I'm not sure exactly how many items were included. And honestly, considering when I woke up this morning, I didn't even know this was happening. And now we have 2 brand new kits just dropped into our laps. It's not as bad as I was fearing it would be. I mean, that's not really fair. I do think that overall, a lot of the new kits we've been getting have been really great. In fact, a lot of the new DLC I've really liked. I mean, I can't really speak to the gameplay, but at least for build buy, I've been pretty happy consistently for the last while with all the new stuff coming out. There've definitely been a lot of really, high highs and some things that really are hitting really well. There have of course been some misses. I wouldn't necessarily say that these kits are a miss for me, but of course, full disclosure, I'm really not the target audience for this. I think a lot of the nuance completely going over my head. That said, judging this as a mainly building focused simmer, I do actually think that some of the items in this kit, or these kits I should say, are pretty nice, and I'm kind of excited to have them in my game. For the second kit, I think that all of the more neutral swatches for the furniture, the rugs, the toys, etc., I think I really like and I could absolutely see using in a kid's room. I don't love the super in-your-face SpongeBobification, but obviously that's what this kit is. And they honestly could have gone even more, and they could have put the characters on every single thing, and then I wouldn't have used any of it. I think of the 2 kits, the home kit definitely interests me more because it does come with some objects that we just don't have anywhere else. And I can really see using them in a lot of different kinds of builds, not only one super specific type of, kids SpongeBob exclusive build. I'm really excited to see how people use this and use the 2 new kits and make some sort of out of the box stuff. Am I going to reach for a lot of this? Unfortunately, probably not. I'm very curious how you would rate this kit on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being drown it at the bottom of the ocean, 10 being shut up and take my money. I'm going to say for me, I think this is maybe a 4. It's definitely not terrible, and I'm kind of happily surprised by some of the items, but unfortunately, it's just not hitting for me in a way that normally the kits do. And I would say that this is the series of kits that I am personally the least interested in. That's not to say there aren't some things that I will be using in future builds. And honestly, I'd be very curious to see how other people are going to incorporate this into builds. Once again, thank you to the EA Creator Network for giving me early access to these kits so I could do a deep dive investigation. Of course, we're also doing a giveaway over on Twitch in a couple of days, so make sure you check that out at twitch.tv/hihellorachel. If you have something fun that you've built and you'd like to show it off, we are going to be doing community tours as well as tours for our Bakery Build Along Challenge on Sunday's stream. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and otherwise engage with the channel. See you again soon. Goodbye.